Good morning. Oh, I think we're good to go. Yeah, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Zwift Community Live broadcast of the Fearless Spring Team Classic Race. We're out on the London Greater Flat Loop out there today for 5 laps in the A, 4 laps in the B, I believe it is, 3 laps in the C, and I think it's 2 laps in the D category. We will be covering the A's and the B's is where we have coverage of today. Now, this is part of the Women's Week out on Zwift, where we celebrate all the awesomeness that is happening with International Women's Day and Week here out on Zwift. So lots and lots of events actually going on in conjunction with Women's Week that you can check out. There's actually a page for that and all the events over on Zwift's website. Actually, you can check that out. I believe we should have a link for that coming through, maybe from Zwift. In the Facebook. Now, if you want to interact with the broadcast while we're getting out onto the race course, it looks like we have right now 22 signed up for the A's, and we'll be getting the B's up here as well. They're going to start in about 3 minutes and 20 seconds or so, and 36 women, it looks like, signed up in the B race right now. So it's going to be fast. It's going to be furious out here, and not just a individual race though. Let's go over some of the information here. It's going to be a teams race as well. Teams will consist of 3 to 5 ladies. Strongly recommend 4-member per team minimum. Help account for dropouts, technical issues, DNFs, etc. Only the top 3 finishers from each team will count toward points for this. It looks like for part of this series, or at least for the. I believe this is a part of that series, but Queen of the Mountain points from any member will count as long as they finish. Any teams that finish with less than 3 members will not be eligible for points. We are looking at, also the categories are a little bit different here. We are seeing that the A category is 3.75 watts per kilogram or higher. The B category is 3.25 to 3.74. The C category is 2.5 to 3.24. And the D category is 2.5. There was a full sign up actually for this as well. There are also prizes, it looks like. 4 teams will be randomly drawn from the finishing teams to receive Zwift cycling caps for all their members, plus 3 additional individual finishers will be randomly selected to receive water bottles and sticker packs. To be eligible for any price, you must register for the event through the form. It looks like the form was passed around amongst the women's groups actually with Team Fearless. So looks like it's going to be a strong race out here today, though. We will be following along over on Twitch. We are live over on Twitch as well. If you do want to bring in any questions or comments there, let's go ahead and see if we have any interactions happening. We do definitely have a whole lot of interactions going on. Joe Hill's jumping in. Good to see Joe Hill here. Phil Healy as well. Lee Gosden. Good to see you jumping into the broadcast. Well, if you want to jump in the broadcast, questions, comments, or you have any, any of your fan favorites out there as well, who you think are going to win, you can go ahead and do so as Lee did here. Just comment over on Zwift's Facebook post for the live stream, or you can also jump in through Twitter by tweeting at @ZCommunityLive, and we'll go ahead and grab that and make sure to bring that in with your comments on the day. So looking through here's about 34 seconds to get started here. 22 in the pen. C. Culver, L. Watson, it looks like showing up here. Beaumont, I'll be watching out for from Team Fearless, always up toward the front of these races here. I would also be watching out for Reed there. That's a familiar name. And then I. Jansen's in there. Vixen's showing up as well, it looks like. So be watching out for them. 10 seconds to go to the start, and we'll see if we have the Fast and the Furious usual type races out on the course here right now for the start of Women's Week. So this is the A category again. Actually, now there is a mass start, so we will be able to follow all together actually as they get out on course here. Now, as you can see here, we were talking about it being a teams race, and they have definitely all showed up in kits today, as we are seeing Vixen on the front. It looks like Z-Sun's there as well. KRT is showing up in force, it looks like, right along with Team ODZ too. Team Fearless is there as well in their bright neon kits too. TFC there making the way forward there in the yellow, as you can see. I'm Patton there from ODZ now with the Tron bike. A couple of power-ups being dropped fairly early here. Let's go over that real quick. What are the event rules when it comes to the power-ups? It looks like they are fully allowed, as we did see them in the race here just a second ago. So does look like they have a Strava club as well. You must join the Strava club. Link will be emailed out to riders in order to be eligible to gain Queen of the Mountain bonus points during the race. So it's actually a Strava segment specific to these races, actually, which is pretty cool, for some bonus points, actually. So it looks like they're gonna be battling out for that. Now, I did see an arrow power up very early here, dropped off by, looks like, a KRT rider, actually. Up to our front, it will be D. Slews Parker here with Beth York, though, closing that down immediately. Now, Vixen on the front here, it looks like Webster and Beth now making their way to the front here, making sure to control, it looks like, things early on. Now, this is going to be a long race, though. 118 racers, it looks like, showing up in total right now. And a huge group of riders here up toward the front. Now, this is most likely going to be broken apart as the race goes on here, and we'll definitely be whittling this down. As now we do see ODZ now making their way to the front. 3 riders here. As you can see, it looks like it's going to be Herzog right along with, it will also be Holmitchell here as well, making her way to the front here. 175 beats per minute, though. It looks like maybe securing this position, though, with a fairly high heart rate here. Also, Team Fearless, they're obviously in the mix. Being their named race here, I think we're going to see plenty of Team Fearless showing up on the day to day. So we're seeing Dennis Giffler coming through here. Easy does it. Go Katie coming through from David Shorts as well. Which countries are on? That is a great question to be coming through from, it looks like, Randall Salazar. So Randall Salazar, it looks like today representing fairly early morning for some of those over on the west coast of USA, but I do believe ODZ is a mainly West Coast team, and so good to see a lot of them out of the US of A here. We do see UK represented here, obviously Norway. You can always see all of the country flags here on the right hand side of the course here. Canada out there as well. UK, Canada, USA, Netherlands. We are seeing Norway and France all out there today. So I think it's going to be Frederick Haight here riding for the TFC team here. I did see 3 riders here from TFC. Now, in the rules, it did say the first 3 across the line for the teams we're going to count. It does look like TFC has been able to make their 3, perhaps, or am I only seeing 2 actually? So that may be a little bit of an upset for them, as I do believe the first break here has taken place. As we look back here, Jay Scott is here from the Z-Sun team. Actually, Shapiro, they're following it up there as well. And right on the front here, we do have McCormick here from Team TFC. Going to have to fight her way back here. 8 seconds back at this point, so it's going to be a rough day for her to be bringing this back today, as she needs to be with her other 2 teammates in order to get across the line with them for those top 3 out there today. So I'm getting messages that I brought the coffee with me into the broadcast room, actually, from another woman who's probably outside the doors here going, Nathan, why did you take the press with you in there? Because it is an early morning here, and hopefully everything gets figured out. But there's definitely the ability to make some coffee here in the Garrett household outside of that. Thanks for the message, Lindsay. I appreciate it, though. Zwift is Justin Mason. Good to see you there, Doug Hunt. Appreciate that. And a go to Allison here coming through from Jean Krug. So we'll see if we can find Allison out on course here. Now we are using zwiftpower.com for all of our results as they do go on. And we're looking through. It does look like the initial group being formed has about 49 riders, actually. The teams represented are going to be Team ODZ, Vixen. The Bolt Racing team is actually out there as well, with Allison Held, it looks like, and Liz R. Coming out of the UK. It looks like KRT is being well represented, though. Katie Jane there will be Lisa Barnes out there for KRT. Lisa Hines as well. Michelle Patton. And then we do have, it looks like, is that going to be Patricia? Let me just double check this real quickly. P-Buns out there as well as Vickie Stedman. And then Deborah Slews it will be, and Margie Schouten out there for Team KRT. We'll see if they can hang on, though. This is going to be the moments of attack here. The first splits will most likely happen as they head on over to the Greater London Flat here. We are seeing Johnson actually on the front here. Jansen here from the Netherlands. Turn the screws just a little bit, as you can see here. Four Musketeers is out there as well, with Frederic Haight here for TTMSC. Now, this is a new team actually for this specific event. I have a feeling that might be what I'm seeing here when it comes to the Fearless race here right now. And I'm going to double check the Spring Classic teams here. And it does look like there are some special teams that have been put together, actually. So there's a main team that they're riding for, and then there are sub-teams, it looks like, that are specific to this event, actually. So Frederic Haight, Heather White, Lisa McCormick, as well as Karen Richardson out there riding for the Four Musketeers. They're in the CRCA kit, actually, and not actually riding for Team TFC today. That is unattached. So that is my mistake, actually, but they are using the CRCA kit out there today. We are also seeing Team SRS out there for Louis Watson, Susan Delaney, and Jennifer Murphy. We'll make sure to be watching out for them. So quick correction on a few of these teams. There are some main trade teams that are out on the course right now that are being used, but then these sub teams that we are seeing in the names here, as you did see that the Four Musketeers out there, is one of the sub teams that we are seeing out on course. Team Fearless actually has, it looks like, a team riding in the A category with Laura Eppelbaum-Verna, Lisa Jane Leonard, Hannah Wood, and then Lynn Beaumont, and I believe Christine Culver. But they also have, it looks to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other teams. So 7 teams total, it looks like, coming from Team Fearless out there today. And we'll make sure to follow along as they finish up their races. They are doing a couple of different races out there, as there is going to be, for the A category out there today, it is 5 laps, 4 laps for the Bs, 3 laps for the Cs, and 2 laps for the D category. So we'll definitely be able to follow along as they make their way around the course out here today. Now, the A's and the B's have been fairly solid as far as sticking together. Being a little bit of a flatter course, I have a feeling it's going to stay this way for the A category, so the A and the B category. So we'll be able to follow along with them. So we'll be bringing in C and D category coverage, actually, as they make their way around the course out here today. We'll be able to grab their race and see how it is playing out amongst each other. As soon as we get we'll have to get our other feed up and going here in just a moment. We'll make sure to try and follow their finishes as they make their way around the course. They'll be finishing a lot earlier than the A's and the B's here. It would be interesting, though, when they make their way to the finish line. The A category may be able to help out a little bit, especially having, I believe, quite a few Team Fearless riders here, actually, for both the A and the B category out there. It's definitely going to make it a little bit interesting having them there, as they will be able to support the B category as they're finishing, if they come to the finish line together. And then on top of that, be battling out for their own race, actually. So looking through here, Kenny Sue saying hello, go KRT ladies, coming from Karen Jennings. Good to see you there, Karen, as well as Kenny. great to see you. We've got team car going on here with BJ Alfonso, actually. And in case you guys didn't know, there's actually a whole back like with the teams, there is a lot of teams that are actually using team cars. So on the back end, actually, BJ Alfonso, it looks like, out there coaching along the ladies in the Cat B team car, actually. So good to see BJ out there with the headset on from his team car with the ride on there. Go Zwift. Love to see that, BJ. And pretty cool. Nathan Garrett, since it's a women's week, can you give a massive shout out to Rachel Elliott? Of course. Rachel Elliott. See lots of get well Rachels in the race out there today with hashtags get well ratio. Now, if you would like to learn more about what we're talking about, there actually in the Zwiftcast there was a whole feature on Rachel and her current situation. Things looking pretty awesome and hopeful with her right now. So make sure to go check that out over on YouTube or Podbeam. Zwiftcast.com is where you can find a lot of those links. But there was a whole feature that Simon Schofield did put together specifically on Rachel getting well. So thanks a lot, Tam, for the shout out to that. So looks pretty calm at this point. We're looking through. We do see PTZ here with Inslee here up toward the front. They do have 3 riders, it looks like, calmly following any kinds of attacks. And they are going to be taking, I believe, a right-hand turn rather than the left onto the main climb of the course. We'll have to double check and see where things are at once they do make that turn here. So looking over at the Twitch chat here real quickly. Good to see you there, Viper 5000. Thanks a lot for tuning in this morning over on Twitch. Appreciate you guys. If you guys do want to, again, we are live over on Twitch. If you would like to throw a follow over there, we get notifications anytime we do go live with any Zwift Community Live broadcast. All of our stuff here on the Zwift Community Live workout Wednesdays, our community chats, some of our variety streaming, as well as our race coverage or anything that we do cover with ZCL, anything in partnership with Zwift, will be going live over on Twitch as well. And you can get notifications directly to you in your email, your Twitch app, or your Twitch app on your mobile device or on your desktop. So a lot of people like to get that done so that they do get notifications whenever we go live, as you will not get those if you are only following on the face of the book. So Inslee here up toward the front here, 171 beats per minute. Looks like there's a lot of control going on though on the front end of this race right now. We also seen Martin here coming out of Canada with the Z-Sun team now, 178 beats per minute. Now these heart rates are so incredibly high. I don't think that this has been a very calm race. Now it looks like it's been calm, but I think the pace is just incredibly high, and you see the shuffling that's continually happening right now. There's a lot of riders playing it fairly smart, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of covering of the could be and would be attacks on the front end of the races here with these heart rates at this point. Now, I may be mistaken, maybe some fairly high beating heart rates from some of these women out here. We are seeing 187 from P. Bund here, actually, as a max heart rate, it looks like. Kim Beezer's out there. I'll be watching out for her. She was a leader in the crit series, actually, for quite a while, coming out of the USA. I believe that was in the West, and she does an average, it looks like, or actually has a max heart rate of 197 beats per minute. Actually, as Kim made the lead group, I believe she has out here out on course. I'll be watching out for her for sure. Riding for, I believe, the KISS racing team out there. So Kim Beezer, always a threat, as we are seeing her at the last checkpoint was leading things out. Average about 3.3 watts per kilogram so far. Looks like her and Claire Reed as well out there riding for the KISS racing team. It looks like Kim, latest race out on Zwift was the ZTR Thursday training race. It looks like this past Thursday. Oh, excuse me. Nope. We are seeing actually the Fast and Fearless Women's social ride, I believe it was actually yesterday. And then the Endurance Labs SST chimneys. I'm looking for the latest race she did. She did actually the Le Col Tour of London Stage 1. 28th place overall for that. Solid ride for her there. But looks like things have been fairly calm for her since the KISS Women's Crit Series, actually, as far as racing goes out on Zwift. Back on February 22nd, though, she did take a 3rd place overall in the Crit Series, actually. So good to see that result for her. And I believe she is going to be heading to the finals here, as she was very consistent in that series, actually, in the East here. Let's go ahead and double check and make sure I got that right for the overalls. And according to ZwiftPower.com, if we open that up here, Kim Beezer actually with a 3rd overall there, was in the top 5 actually, so is going to be one of the ladies getting an invite to the KISS Crit, Crit Series finals, actually, North America, actually. So be watching out for Kim out there today. Has proven herself as one of the strongest out on Zwift, actually. Let's see if we have any of the others, actually, from the Crit Series, actually. We'll have to see if some have shown up on the day here. Angela Webster, we did see her out there for sure, taking 9th overall in that series, riding for the Vixen team, actually. Does look like Bethiar York is up toward the front here, 4.4 watts per kilogram currently. She took 6th overall in that series for the Vixen team, actually, just off the top 5, actually. We saw an absolute battle between herself and Katrina Weiss for those final spots, actually, here. Let's see if we can have a battle again out here today between them. I did see Katrina warming up, I thought, out on course, or perhaps just out for a ride out there today. We'll have to see if she has shown up. We'll double check and see the results here. I do not believe Katrina is racing, so we will not be seeing that head to head here. So go Odivas. Good to see it. Jason Florid is in the house, team ODZ, and ODZ is definitely shown up in force, that is for sure. I saw at least 3 up toward the front, lots of Tron bikes with the ODZ kit, and we are seeing up toward the front of the pack actually right now. There's Herzog there, as well as quite a few others. It will be Mitchell as well, as they have definitely been a presence here. No breaks just yet, but definitely working together, as you can see up toward the front here on the left side. ODZ, always recognizable. Big old ODZ on the back, and 3 of them making their way to the front, maybe watching. We are seeing M. Patton here as well. ODZB up toward the front now, so actually a lot more than 3 jumping in here as those jerseys start to coalesce toward the front of this pack, as it is going to be the underground. In just a moment here, they're going to be heading on over toward this little underground tunnel, and that's going to be one of the only places, actually, we're going to see a lot of the attacks, I think, out on this course, actually. And I believe that is the Queen of the Mountain, where there are some extra points on tap for these ladies, actually. Happy birthday to Rachel Elliott. Carrie Conabear with a little extra information that I was unaware of, actually. So Carrie Conabear coming on through, one of the strongest women out on Zwift that we've seen, and participating in the CVR, the Crit Series, all kinds of racing. Carrie, always good to see you. And big old happy birthday to Rachel Elliott, and a lot of get well to Rachel coming on through. Timothy Walsh, we're also seeing Sherry Nearing coming on through with that as well. And then it looks like a little bit more shout outs as well coming from Tammy Simons here. Look at Canada represent, ladies. Woo hoo. And we are seeing actually a lot of Canadian flags out there. Looking through here, it does look like Angela Webster for Vixen, Martine Jobin we were talking about a little bit earlier, and then there's definitely quite a few. Deborah Seuss Parker's out there as well, on Nera Benevente, and then it looks like Peabon as well as Kari Beck. So plenty of women coming out of Canada here, representing here up toward the front of this race, and they tend to be fairly strong, that's for sure. I've noticed Savatier is out here as well. Did not realize that she was out here racing. She is one of the stronger riders to be watching out for. She was killing it in the Crit Series. I'm not sure if she made the final. I'll have to double check and see if she did make the North American. West is where she was racing. It was coming on very strong toward the end of the series, and she actually ended up 5th overall, 108 points there, just ahead of Angela Pitzer, actually. So Catherine Civitieri here for Team Fearless. One of the stronger riders, I believe, riding for the B2 team, actually, for Team Fearless. So I think they got a little bit of firepower in Team Fearless out there today with Civitieri riding for that B category team. So going to be a solid effort from her. Now they're going to make this right-hand turn, and they're going to head on down to the underground here in just a moment. I think we're going to see the Queen of the Mountain efforts here. And I do believe there are extra points on the line out there today from this Queen of the Mountain. So we're going to start seeing some fireworks. I have a feeling there may be a lot of ladies here taking it a little bit easier, waiting for those key moments to make their attacks. KRT, it looks like you're playing it very smart, though. As you see where they have been, they haven't really been on the front end of this race a whole lot. We see Fearless now making their way to the front there. 3 riders all drafting on each other here. PTZ, a little bit segregated in the pack, but doesn't really matter as long as they're part of the pack at this point. Vixen here at the back, though, most definitely all together. And you can see the way that they are working together. The teams are really starting to make sure that they have the wheels of the riders that they need. They're starting to gather around each other, and I think it has everything to do with the fact that this Queen of the Mountain is about to open up here. We are seeing 154 beats per minute currently coming from Johnson. I don't think she's working too hard, actually. 153, 199 watts right now. The other Vixen rider here, Webster here, 178, 179, maybe making sure that Johnson does have that wheel here. But here we do go. We're going into that underground here in just a moment, and underpass here, and I think we're going to see a few attacks as the ladies start to make their way toward the front here. The pace is going to start coming up. Here comes Vixen. Beth now with 8 watts per kilogram, 7 watts per kilogram. Here comes the points grabs with that Queen of the Mountain. Actually using a drafting power up, it looks like, to get out from behind a few of those riders, actually, or maybe a preemptive power up there, but 6.8 watts per kilogram. Here comes a arrow power up. Now the feathers are throwing down. KRT now, Stedman on the front here, 179 beats per minute. Now York there, 178, though, still on the front. Will she be able to hold on to it? Now it's gonna be about who's fastest over the top here. Serious attack, though, as you can see. 180 beats per minute, absolutely killing herself to try and get away. Now 6.6 watts per kilogram coming from the Canadian here, Parker, now as she comes right on by. 364 watts coming from Parker here. We'll give her a ride on for that effort. May have taken down that Strava segment there, I believe. Now Applebaum now 157 here. McMullen there as well, 6.5 watts, become 196 beats per minute, and the brakes are starting to take place here. Will the elastic snap here? Larson now 166, as you can see, just hanging on. Another feather power up here coming from KRT rider Kim Beezer. Actually, we were chatting about a little bit there. 5th overall in the crit series for the East now, and C. Reed here now trying to hold on. It looks like riding. Is this riding a guess for ODZ, or is this a new kit in game here? We're seeing free speed there, actually, along on the kit there. So maybe guest rider on the day for ODZ there. Now it looks like moving backwards, though, the elastic is snapping, and Vixen, it looks like off the back here with Johnson, and then it will be Z Sun here trying to take a pull here. Now there is going to be the Vixen rider Johnson with that arrow power up here, 32 miles per hour, and dropping the rest of the riders off very quickly, knowing that this is the moment of truth for her. Is going to have to make the junction immediately here, and only at 32 here coming from the pack here. 2 seconds up. They do not have a draft on her at this point. She has to continue on, though, at this 4.0 watts per kilogram, 4.3 or so, in order to close this down. She's currently sitting in 19th place. Looks like she will be able to do so. It's only 28, now 20 miles per hour coming from this chase. So Whiteman here on the back, going to be a wheel to grab, but maybe falling off, though, at 177 beats per minute here. But here comes Johnson, able to close things down. 4.2 watts per kilogram coming from the Canadian Benavente. I'm gonna probably not get that one right as well, but I do have the a lot of comments coming through a lot of times from the East Coast of Canada saying, Nathan, come on now, help us out. Too bad we don't have our a little help from the French commentator quitting the fate today to help us out and let us know exactly how to pronounce all the names there. But Pothier here now coming from PTZ with that arrow power up is definitely helping to close things down, actually. Only 1 second, and we thought it was all said and done, but it's still going out to 2. This elastic still snapping out at the back of the race here. So Herzog now, ODZ, maybe seeing that the riders are starting to close down here. 1 lap down. It is 5 laps out there today, so it is going to be a race of endurance and attrition out there today. These women have a long day in the saddle here, and the attacks have just begun. I have a feeling they are reserving a lot of their efforts here because of the length of the race out here today. It's going to be an intense one for sure. We are seeing Chris Rivera here coming on through where to bridge the gap, and that was quite the effort actually coming from Jansen with that well-timed power up actually. Now after about 24 minutes of racing, 25 minutes of racing, these lead groups, we do have some information actually on the averages, and in this front group actually at this point, we are seeing about 3.6, 3.7, 3.5 watts per kilogram being thrown down by some of the fastest riders in here. Steve Angmo there with 3.6 total so far on average. Claire Reed there, 3.6 as well. Laura Applebaum there out of Verna. We're seeing 3.7 watts per kilogram coming from her so far. Angela Webster doing a lot of the work. Now, isn't always the rider that does the most work, though, that gets the W. We are seeing 3.2 here coming from Kirsten Koch there out of Switzerland, actually. It looks like maybe a guest rider out there to Dave. Now, quick little mention, though, if you are new to the world of racing, as a part of Women's Week, we definitely want to mention some of the initiatives that are out there. And it looks like Team Fearless has put together a new race out on Zwift, actually, that's specifically aimed at beginner racers, actually. So Fearless Beginners Race starts tomorrow at 1:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So that's my time, Central Time, CST. And it looks like it is going to be a 7-mile race out there. So it's just Road to Ruins, 7-mile race out there today. And it says, welcome to the Fearless Beginners 1-lap race. This race is held every Sunday. The course is Watopia Flat. It looks like 6.3 miles, actually. So not on the Road to Ruins. Excuse me about that. It just said that on the opening section of it. But it says, and then they have a couple of cool little sayings. Be fearless with us and jump into racing. This 1-lap race is designed to be an entry-level race for those just getting started racing on Zwift. The race begins as soon as the banner drops. Start pedaling 5 to 10 seconds before the timer runs out, so you launch off right away. For those of you familiar with racing on Zwift, it's definitely all about the go, go, go from the gun. But really cool for them to put together this race. There, if you do want to jump into that race, make sure that you are putting FRS in the name there tomorrow, as well as what category you're in there. You can find all the race description and all of the rules over at Zwift.com/events or in your Zwift mobile link. That is the tomorrow Fearless Beginners Race, women's only. And actually for this race, because it is beginners only race, Z-Power is allowed in all categories. There's no heart rate monitor requirement, and all bikes are acceptable. But remember, TT bikes cannot draft. So, you know, the rules are very lax on this one. Just get involved in racing, check it out, see what it's all like, see what kind of workout you can get out, as well as what kind of teams and camaraderie you can find out on course while racing out on Zwift. The distance to date, that is a great question, Patrick. There is a lot of distance out there today with 5 laps total. 5 laps total. I'm looking through here. 4 total distance on this for 5 laps. It's actually not showing me at the moment here. Let me double check and see if it is in the start screen. No, I think the reason why we did not get a count on the total distance because each one of the races are doing a different distance total, but 5 laps Greater London Loop. Let's go ahead and grab the Greater London Loop here, actually, and I will get it for you. For the total distance as Zwift Insider, always a great place and resource for anything that has to do with Zwift courses, riding, etc. The Greater London Loop. Actually, this isn't Greater London. We're looking for Greater London Flat, right? Greater London Flat. So at Greater London Flat, we'll look it up for you. We'll do a little we'll do a little math for you to figure out exactly how far we're going. So the total distance is 11.6 kilometers, actually, if you are doing this loop specifically. Now, I think that may be not including the lead out though, but it looks like they're going to be doing over 50K out there today, actually. So if we put that into, actually, I think there's going to be almost 60K out there. So it's going to be a long day in the saddle here. We're looking at probably somewhere between 35 to 40 miles, actually, on the day. So thanks a lot for the question coming through the Patrick Flicker. Appreciate it very much. And so Simon Funnel saying, okay, there goes my Saturday afternoon. This is active. Nice one, Nathan. I appreciate it. Now, I just sit here and chat with you guys and gals about the situation out on course here. What's happening with the racing? Without the ladies out here hammering away and putting the effort down, we would not have a race. We are seeing Shane Parker come on through saying, go Deb, as well. A little bit of cheering coming through from the fans. Now, we also seeing Right On ladies from them as well. Go KRT ladies coming from Peter Cooper as well. Go Claire Reed riding as guest. Thank you. We are seeing Claire Reed, actually, coming through. Maybe someone on the account there cheering her on though. So riding as a guest for ODZ today. Got it. Understood. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Actually, that is very helpful on the race situation out here. So looking through now, looks like the group has swelled a little bit. We were off the front with about 19 racers. It looks like the pack was able to close the gap down there. So it looks like they are going to be, it is going to be a race of still 20 to 30, no, about 30 riders almost in this front group, actually. So I have a feeling though, they've already done one time up and over the top of that climb. I have a feeling we're going to see again a similar attack, and I have a feeling we are not going to see quite as many go along with it. You have only so many matches in the match book, only so many times you can go into the tank and pull that kind of effort, and some of these riders who are going to be a little more experienced are going to start showing the kind of endurance that they do have. And being such a long race, it is going to be a race of endurance, and I have a feeling because of that we're going to see this race whittle down. It's I think whittling actually is a very good allegory actually for what is going to be happening here. I think each lap we're going to have 1 or 2, 3 riders, fall off just little by little, and then eventually we'll have a very elite group that does make the front group here. Now, what'll be interesting being a team categories race, I think we are going to see a situation where 1 or 2 teams may try to team time trial off the front and get away from the rest of the riders. So go to PTZ Race. Amazing job. We are seeing PTZ has made this front group, actually. BJ Alfonso with a shout out to the ladies there and from his team. And he is in their ears, letting them know what is happening at any point. And we are seeing Inslee here now from PTZ, 163 beats per minute, 3.0 watts per kilogram. Nothing too serious at this point, though. A. Rogers there from Team Fearless up toward the front as well. Fearless. Keeping things calm. Applebaum, 139 beats per minute. And absolutely killing it, actually. So that's a great question coming through from Claire. And I'm going to actually double check that here real quickly. Any idea where the Queen of the Mountain line is? So I'm going to go ahead and open up the Strava segment. See if I can bring it on in for everyone as well. I might be able to do so. If I can do so, I will. and we'll make sure to show you all where this segment is actually. So I'm going to bring the link up here, and it looks like, if I can bring this in, Piccadilly to, it's on Piccadilly here actually, and let's go ahead and see if I can actually bring, probably not, I'm probably being laughed at by everybody in the UK right now that's watching this broadcast. What did you just say, Nathan? I'm saying it as it looks. I'm saying it as it looks. So, past the Green Park, though, I am seeing by Queen's Walk, actually. So maybe I have the wrong section, but it looks like out of Hyde Park Corner into Piccadilly, and then looks like the right-hand turn to St. James Street, actually. So I'm wondering if that's the right section of the course that I was thinking of there. We'll have to see if that is. So as I look through here, it is actually a little different spot than I thought it was. So for this verified Green Park KOM, so it's past the Green Park there, actually. And I believe that maybe where I've been watching here. We'll have to double check and see. Maybe if I had a certain Scotsman in here with me, he'd be able to help me out where that is at, but maybe he's too busy on this Saturday afternoon here. So looking through the chat here, maybe chat can help me out with that. Pippa Tanner coming on through with some comments as well. It's good to see them. We appreciate it. Inspiring to see so many ladies racing. I'm addicted to Zwift racing. People appreciate the comments there. It's good to hear. We can't wait to see you out on course, actually. So if I can find Claire, so it is the Green Park. It is the Green Park, actually, where that Queen of the Mountain is. I'm going to actually bring this up for everybody as fast as I possibly can, so you can see exactly where this is at. Because if some of you actually are wondering and are looking for a few more points out there, or just wondering where we can find them, or maybe everybody can help Nathan out actually with a little bit of information on where this section of course specifically is actually. So this is just a desktop grab actually here real quickly for you guys, but the section that you are looking for, I'm going to go see if I can make this a little bit better for you guys to look at actually, but as soon as I do, we'll be able to see where specifically we're talking about for this Queen of the Mountain. Actually, it looks like Kim Beezer holds the Queen of the Mountain, as here's the Strava segment specific actually. So Kim Beezer with a 118 actually for this verified Green Park KOM full climb actually. So that is the section right there that you are looking at right before the, I believe it's turn over by St. James there. So make sure to be watching out for that. That would be the section. Now we are looking for some street signs maybe out on course here, as there's maybe some familiarity with everybody out of the UK there with all these streets, but the rest of the world's like, well, that's nice. What? Where's the spot? Where's Green Park? What's happening with this section? But perhaps the rest of the sad I couldn't join here coming from rest of the world can help us out though in the chat with where we're looking at. Sad I couldn't join coming from Claudia Baring. Darn race in real life. Ride on. Good to see Claudia out here cheering on all the ladies. So inspired. Amazing lady Tiffany McEwen coming through Vaughn. Saying amazing racing to all the ladies out here as well. And this is fairly inspiring actually. This is a very, very long race out here actually. 38 minutes in, and I don't believe we're not even halfway done with the racing out here. Still 3.5 laps to go. 3.5 laps to go on the Greater London Flat actually, and it looks like we do have a Team Fearless here, 7030 actually. I think that's an identifier. This is the D category race actually, and some amazing work going on, teamwork going on actually out on course right now. This is very cool to see. Now we are going to try and keep up with some of the D and C category racers, as they're going to be finishing up their race shortly here actually. So they are starting their second of they're on their final lap. So this is the bell lap, actually, for the D category riders. You can see currently sitting 107th place or so, 103rd place here. And Team Fearless hammering away. Awesome to see the team spirit out here. And it looks like KRT in the D category here, walking away from them, though. We'll see if she can hold on to that gap, as we are seeing a fairly motivated, it looks like, group of fearless riders here chasing them down in this D category. So see Nickham here, it looks like, as Pedals there and Balthrope making their way around for their final lap in the D category. Now, if you're wondering, what am I talking about with these categories? In racing out on Zwift, there's a couple of different ways to categorize. Currently, within the event modules, you are seeing these A, B, C, D category riders, and they are all categorized that way in game to have an identification about where you ride at for your ability level. So the D category riders you are seeing out on course here are assumed to hold about 2.5 watts per kilogram or less. So as you can see, Rosales here making a run on course for the KRT team, actually. And I have a feeling perhaps these two are riding for each other here out on course on the same team. We are seeing M. Franklin here from Z Sun in the D category as well, with Mary L right now on their final lap. It does look like one KRT rider was able to make it into this chase with the C's here. And this is going to make things fairly interesting, actually. Is this Carol Tower out on course? And good to see Carol, long-time member of the community here, hammering away right now. Let's get a shout-out for Carol Tower out on course right now. Coming out of Canada, it looks like for KRT, 176 beats per minute, actually. Trying to chase down, it looks like, Ali here. I believe that is going to be Allison from Z Sun. The Z Sun team, though, with the Australian rider here and McKay, and then it will be Baran here from Team Fearless, actually. D2 now on the front. Now, the attacks are real in this D category, actually. Booten here now with no heart rate on, though. Maybe going to get a relegation. Not sure on the rules on the day. I have a feeling you do have to have a heart rate monitor on for the rules out here today. I'm going to double check them very quickly and see if that is a requirement. Usually is. Z-Power is not eligible. Heart rate monitor required for A and B category. So in the D category, not required here. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can close this down right now, actually, as this is a threat, actually, for the overall win. Now, perhaps not on the radar for a few of the riders, though, as they are trying to work together to try and get their racers across the line as fast as possible in the team competition. But now we are seeing an attack here from our Baran here from Team Fearless, now turning the screws a little bit at the front there, 5 meters off the front from Butin here, and this is going to be a threat, actually, as she makes her way to the line, and this is for the win, actually. They've got a lap and a half in so far, and coming across the line here pretty quickly for the D category. Now, again, D category 2 laps, C category 3, B category 4, and the A category is going to be 5. So we're going to start having a little bit of excitement here through the all throughout the entirety of the race. We'll make sure to be finding all of the riders, though, as they do come toward the finish line. The A category and the B category got quite some time before they finish up here, so we're going to make sure to follow up with the C's and the D's as their race is playing out on course here. So it looks like it is going to be these two off the front. 13 seconds currently. Strand and McKay, I don't think they're going to see them again as this attack is real. Nice group of riders, though, starting to chase them down, but it looks like these C category riders aren't super interested in bringing that back, though. So it looks like Butin and Baran are going to be walking away with this. Let's take a look at the past results for a few of these riders, actually. 3.0 watts per kilogram currently held by Butin, actually. Renee Baran within category limits, but Butin here with a C category effort, actually going to be getting an upgrade, actually, it looks like, on the day. Not registered with ZwiftPower.com either, so it looks like perhaps maybe going to be a walkaway for Renee here. Renee, actually, last time it looks like she was racing out on Zwift SRAM Women's Tour, stage 1, 2, and 3. Did all 3 of them, 9th, 5th, and 5th, actually, in those. Solid results coming from Renee, actually. And looks like for the day, 2.5 watts per kilogram from Renee so far, actually. So about 4 minutes back from the leaders out on course here. She's going to most likely be taking the overall win, though, in this D category. Allie here now, it looks like 2.4 watts per kilogram hanging on. Strong there as well. McKay just doing what she can with that feather power up, trying to hold on to this pack. It looks like this is dire at this point for a couple of these riders, with all those power ups being thrown down, as we are seeing Kay Williams, along as Boyne Frankenheim here out of Germany. Familiar rider to the world of Zwift racing, now coming out of Germany here, making her way to the front now. And then the rider here in that Alienware kit, as you can see on the front of this pack here out of the Netherlands here, riding for Fearless B2 as a guest rider right now. Looks like caught pretty quickly here, and all of them flying right on by as grouping back up. Nobody able to get away. 144 beats per minute. Vetter here now, 2.5 now on the front. Not going to be catching back up to these two as they are back. They're into the final mile. A little bit of attack here coming from Newton, as it is going to be Baran here. There's the arrow power up, 1.3 watts per kilogram. Interesting. Not the kind of attack you usually see. Maybe just looking for a little bit of reprieve on the downhill. Must be suffering at this point. 111, 112 RPM to use that arrow power up on the downhill. Actually, 2.9 watts per kilogram, 186 beats per minute here coming from Baran now as she makes her way past the arrow power up. That was an interesting use there, actually. We'll see if it comes to her advantage with a little bit of extra speed, but the rider is still right on her wheel now. 39 seconds is the difference at this point. Who's going to take it down? Is it going to be Renee? Is it going to be the newer rider to the world of Zwift, Rachel, to the world of Zwift racing, Rachel Butan? Renee now making her way to the front now. 2.7 watts per kilogram. The chase group here, McKay and the rest, not going to be bringing that down. They're going to have to settle for third on the day. Is about to take the right-hand turn into the final kilometer here in just a moment, and the sprints are going to be opening up here in just a few seconds here. Who is it going to be between these for the D category? We are seeing Liz Rice here saying, go Renee, and lovely teamwork coming from Liz Rice here as well. And we are seeing Melissa Hunter saying, we decided C and D would not heed HR Myers. Thanks a lot, Melissa. Appreciate it. Wanted to get a lot of involvement in the lower cats. And Melissa, thanks for the info there over on Twitter. If you want to interact like Melissa did, helping me out with some information, just tweet at Z Community Live. You can also bring in any pictures of your Zwift setups, any kind of media that is in image format, you can bring in as well. So go ahead and do so. All right, back into the sprint, though. It's about to open up here for the D category now. It looks like Butin here at the back here, 166 beats per minute. Baran now on the front there. We've got the cheering for Renee here coming from Liz Rice right now. She is cheering on Renee. Want her to get across the line first. We'll see if she can make it happen for the US of A. Canada versus USA. No ice involved this time. Well, it will be Butin. Will it be Baran? I'm not sure who's it going to be. We'll see. Time it right, though. Not sure Butin's going to make it happen, though, here. It's right to the line. Rachel here, maybe 4.0 watts per kilogram. Renee now 5.7. It timed it perfectly, it looks like, to hold off there. 5.3, but not going to happen. And it looks like for the D category, that is going to be the finishing, or Renee able to get the better of Rachel across the line. Now Ali for Z Sun making her way to the line now. 3.2 watts per kilogram. Here comes that arrow power up, third place on the line. Z Sun open it up here. Here comes Fearless though, but nope, it's going to be Ali. Z Sun, it looks like maybe just barely. No, last second kick coming from Williams. Williams takes it down in that D category. Solid result, actually. So now back in with the C's though, as they're heading into their final lap. let's keep moving forward, as we say round here. For the C category, now it is going to be Biggins here now, starting to walk away. 18 seconds up actually from the rest of the riders. So in that D category, though, it was actually at 2.6 watts per kilogram. Renee just kicking over the category limit there. They'll probably, I would think, keep her maybe without relegation, as it's only 0.1. But, you know, rules are rules. We'll have to wait and see what ends up playing out with that. But it does look like Renee maybe getting an upgrade to the C category for the next time she does jump in. So in this C category, though, current leader looks to be Vickie Stedman at 3.1 watts per kilogram. I think Vickie actually has made the lead group out on course there. No, 13.6 back actually from the lead group the last time we checked in with them. So we'll check in with them in just a little bit. But Lisa Barnes and Allison Held there, 139 back from the lead A category group, actually out on course. Alina Botha as well, riding for the Z Sun team, and Sarah Watmore as well, 151 back from the leaders. So we'll keep moving forward to find those ladies. Murray here, as well as it looks like Biggins. I'm going to see if I can find their current placing out on course here. Maybe not the... Oh, yeah, we do have Yasmin Biggins here coming out of the UK, actually. Currently sitting 58th overall. Amongst the C category, I believe that is going to be somewhere within the top 10 or so. So we'll double check and see what we have here for this C category. Let's move forward, though, as we do have this large chase group containing a lot of the B and the C category riders, actually. And this is for the win in the C category now, as they do start their third lap out on course. 145 back, it looks like, from the main lead group. And then this is going to be Stedman, who was able to hang on for quite some time, actually, for that KRT racing team, actually. Shouting here now, as you can see, for KRT as well. And the interesting thing here is, what is the team that she is riding for, though? Stedman, Lana Schouten here. Let's go ahead and see what the Team Fearless teams, do they have a team's sign up? And I actually have the sheet here. Looking through for the KRT team, actually, we are seeing Stedman, I believe, out there. Vickie Stedman riding for the C1 team, actually. So she's out there along with Buchanan and Carrie Beck and Paula Cobb. So there's 4 riders out there for that KRT team. But here's the thing, is she's dropped them all off. I don't think any of the riders that are around her are actually riding on the same KRT team, actually. Because Schouten here, as I look through, she's riding for the B category team. And I believe there's some work being done for her, as Deborah, as well as Lisa Hines, Deborah Parker, and then it will be Lisa Hines, Kim Beezer, all have made that front group. That's about 20. Oh, not that. Nope, not that group. There's another group up ahead here. That's a solid minute and a half up from this chase group, actually, containing Stedman and Schouten. So Schouten here, a little ways off the back at 185 beats per minute, and I think it's full-on TT mode for her at this point to try and get across the line as quickly as possible to be a part of that B category team from the KRTs, actually, with Kim, Lisa, and Deborah as her teammates out there. So definitely a little bit of pressure here on Schouten, Margie Schouten, as she is making her way around on course here, coming out of the Netherlands now. Sonia Whiteman riding right along with her here. Whiteman here riding for the PTZ team, I think, has fallen off the back maybe from some of the PTZ teammates out on course, as it is going to be Sonia, Sieve, and looks like actually Sonia Ainsley as well, and Katie Pothier. Now, here's the thing. I believe the other 3 have made the main group for the B category racing, actually. So PTCB out on course here. Sonia Whiteman has fallen off, but is on the chase. And her teammates, she probably did some solid work early on for her teammates. They're just focused, I think, on this point, keeping the other riders at bay. Moving forward, though, what is happening with the C category? I don't think any of the C category riders have made this front group. So we're going to leave them alone for a little while as they start their final lap momentarily for the B category with that four lap race. But it is going to be Stedman here, who's currently leading the C category. And that's what's going to be important here, actually, for at this point. She is off the front in the C category. KRT with Barnes here now, riding in C2. KRT has so many riders actually out on course right now. It's going to be hard just to keep track of them. And Lisa Barr, Katie Jane, Katie Levi actually out there as well, racing in this KRT team here. Tina Boyne Frankenheim actually off the back though. So a few of these KRT ladies have found themselves separated at this point in this race. We'll see if we can find Levi and the rest of that KRT team out on course and where they're at as a part of this chase. But it's a 4:12 back to the next group. So this group has opened up a solid gap actually over the rest of the riders. So, but the C category race still on the line here as these riders are making their way to the finish. This is the final lap in the C category, and off the front 47 seconds right now. KRT just controlling things at the front here with Barnes, and it looks like they're going to hold the door here now. 3.3 watts per kilogram, 2.4 now, as it looks like 174 beats per minute. Shouting here, sitting in, it looks like from KRT, just interested in making sure that this rider, it looks like, gets the support that she needs in order to get across the line in first place. But it's only 40 seconds. 40 seconds can be closed down. It looks like KRT with Barnes here, interested in making the chase actually, which is that's kind of interesting to see here that she would be chasing things down. Maybe fully confident though that Stedman can hold off that 41 seconds. It's only about a half a lap, not even, I think, left to go here for the finish of the C category in the Team Fearless Classic race here. So 2.8 watts per kilogram, 174 beats per minute still from Stedman. Stedman absolutely killing it, just leading this out, doing most of the work, it looks like, at the front end of this race. The other ladies just hanging on, it looks like, to Stedman's incessant pace on the front end of this race right now. And Patrick Flickard saying the ladies deliver a great performance. They definitely do. It is always dynamic racing all over the place as far as the attacks go. No holding back, actually. And so we are seeing Patrick coming through solid solid efforts here, definitely out on course here. Girl Cranbrook ladies, Shane Parker is saying there. Go Carly here, coming on from Carol Watson. We'll be watching for these ladies. KRT has 16 riders out on course, actually. Melissa's letting us know. Absolutely killing it with 16 riders out on course right now. KRT representing, that's for sure. Patrick saying respect for all the ladies. They're definitely killing it out here, Patrick, as it has been a huge turnout. 118 on the day for this Fearless Classic, actually. Now we're heading into the Queen of the Mountain section here as the C category is about to be decided. Let's move forward here real quick, though. We'll get back with them in just a moment, as I have a feeling the elastic is being stretched at the front end of this race. Larson here now, ODZ showing up to race as they always do. First place overall right now with Fearless right on the wheel there. Here comes the pack, though, come flying right on by. Larson there in the A category, trying to turn the screws, trying to get away a little bit, unable to do so. The attacks were on, the orange numbers were thrown down through the Queen of the Mountain, but unable to get away. But it was a little bit of shedding of the pack here. Claire Reed, though, riding for us as a guest here from ODZ. Maybe put on the back foot there with that attack from the team member, though. But it looks like Jansen, Vixen, gonna have to close it down again. Every lap, it seems like she falls off the back and claws her way back to the group, but not sure it's going to happen this time. Oh no, it's a dropout, it looks like here. It looks like from the D category rider there for a moment there. Actually, no, Martin, no, Jobin here from Z-Sun, full-on dropout. It looks like no connection. This is one of their favorites, I think, out there from Canada. And there's some sort of a dropout, full-on logout at this point, smashing the handlebars. I'm not sure, but there's got to be something going on there, as she was one to be watching out for, I thought, from Canada. Canada taken out, it looks like, of the race. Z-Sun losing one of their riders, it looks like. Where's the Z-Sun team car? Looks like it's not there to bring her back. And we're seeing Carol Tower. Great job, everyone. So great to be back racing. Carol, good to see you out on course. We'll definitely be following around. It looks like you're going to be finishing up here in just a moment. Sarah Watt here now, making her way to the line, 40th place. Where did she come from? I didn't see this C category rider, actually. Barnes here as well. Oh, okay, it's the Mayhem. That's where she came from. Absolute carnage out there. The fireworks have been thrown down on the Queen of the Mountain, and everybody has been totally separated, shattered. The group is shattered. Stedman still in the front here with the attacks now. Drops everybody else out. 183 beats per minute currently. Doesn't want anybody on the wheel as she comes across the line. Gonna ride in solo, it looks like, if she can hold on to this with her arms in the air. The ride-ons are coming on for Stedman, as she's going to be winning this C category race. It looks like 4.2 watts per 189 beats per minute. Look at the heart rate. Goes up to almost her max at this point as she's about to take that turn onto the finish line. You can actually see here on the mini map, there's the gap. Held, it's trying to, what? BRT with the Hellcats here, 4.9 watts per kilogram. No hurry monitor on, though, in the C category. Not required, though. Stedman now sees her coming on here. Now 5.3, though, all day long. Can she hold on to it, though? BRT is on the move here. Coming from way behind. It was a 40-second gap. Barnes here trying to close it down to make sure the KRT has some support, but Stedman here taking the final right-hand turn. She's got no seconds. Held was able to close it down here, but can she hold the wheel? She comes right on by here. Stedman's got to grab that wheel now, right now, or it's all said and done. Here comes Stedman, 5.7 watts per kilogram. Holds the wheel. It's all coming down for the sprint now as they're making their way to the line. Who is going to take it between these two? As it is going to be to the line here in the last 200 meters now. Stedman with the attack, but here comes Held now with the BRT team, Bolt Racing team, trying to let themselves be known in this classic here. And will it be Stedman? Will she be able to get across the line first? It looks like BRT with that kick to the line will take the C category win. Just ahead, KRT now to the line, just barely getting ahead of her teammate there, it looks like. Solid effort all around. That's the top three, it looks like. Now one last one, K back here, coming to the line here, just ahead of Watt. They're going to be taking 4th or 5th place, it looks like. Now back into the B category, though, as the Bs and the As are going to start making their way around the course. Now, there are a few ladies still looking to finish up, though, in this C category, though, as we are going to see, it looks like C. Murray from the BRT Hellcats, though. That was quite the close down. That was an amazing effort there coming from that BRT rider, actually. Held some crazy watts, actually, all the way up to Stedman's wheel. Stedman was off the front for so long, but that last second attack played it very smart with about 3K to go. Up and over the top of that Queen of the Mountain, shattered the group, closed it down, and the Hellcats were able to get across the line first. Let's take another look at that attack, actually, as we are seeing the BRT rider. It was Stedman there trying to hold on to it, but here comes Held there with that final attack there. Kicked it into 7 watts per kilogram, came right on by, as you can see, and was able to take that win in the C category. So solid result there for the BRT team. KRT taking 2nd there and 3rd, actually, with the rider there behind in that C category. Solid result there. And it looks like Andrew Benke coming through here saying amazing work. It definitely was there, coming from that Hellcats team, BRT representing out there. Now, this is where things are going to get really interesting, because the B category and the A category out here are all together. So the A's can work for the B's, actually, and still have 1 lap to go. We're an hour and 3 minutes in the racing, though, and we've had attack after attack, 27.5 miles right now. I think we're over 60K actually soon enough here. So actually, it's well over a 60K race actually. This is definitely a race in attrition at this point, and whittling down the pack is what they've been looking to do, and not dropping off too many. But Jensen from the Vixen team trying to claw her way back. She is one that has been trying every single lap to hold on, unable to do so, and now finds herself off the back of this group. We are jumping around a little bit here. We'll see, make sure if we can stay with the riders, as it looks like though Jansen Vixen finds herself off the back, going to 0 watts per kilogram, maybe waiting up for the rest of the Vixen team here. Yeah, it looks like that's what's happening, as we do have Delu, and I have a feeling they're probably communicating about this at this point actually. Hey, we've got a couple riders back, no reason to be hammering away. Go work with the rider who is on the attack actually here in the B category. She can actually offer a huge amount of assistance actually to this rider out of the UK here, who does have a 2-second gap. Now there's another Vixen rider on the front here, 3.4 watts per kilogram. Not sure if she's holding the door here, or if she's trying to close things down, or if she's on the chase here. But it does look like a solid group here making the chase here to try to get up to this Vixen rider here, as we are seeing this B category still up for grabs. And who is left in the B category amongst these front runners here? Angmo here, it looks like, riding for PTZ. Absolutely killing it still. 3.2 watts per kilogram now, 147 beats per minute. Beezer is in here as well, KRT now. I think she may be the only one as a part of this KRT team actually that was able to make it for this B category team. So it's going to be interesting to see how this ends up playing up here now. H Wood now, team Fearless now. Fearless still though. This is a team we haven't talked about a lot so far. I think mainly because we've been covering a lot of the C and the D category riders, and Fearless always one of the strongest teams out on course here. Beaumont, of course, going to be a favorite there. Watch out for her for a win in the sprinter, maybe a TT away from the rest. She has been very high on the watts per kilogram so far, doing most of the work though amongst the ladies here. If I look through the average watts per kilogram, they are starting to come down. It was up into 3.7 early on. Angela Webster, 3.6 highest watts per kilogram on the day. Vixen definitely putting in a lot of work out there, making sure nobody's going anywhere. And she was just sitting in first. She actually is in first place here. Here's Angela here right on the front end of the race, as you can see. Then the ODZ rider there making her way around. It looks like that will be Herzog that we were looking at a moment ago there. And then in the front though, who's the ODZ on the front here? You need to get familiar with some of these riders. Larson here up toward the front here with Ho Mitchell as well, rotating well, and they've been very quiet. I think that though is smart, as ODZ has not thought that this was going to go anywhere. They've been covering these moves. I'd be watching out for ODZ to take the A category win. I'm going to call it here. ODZ, I think, has shown up with some smart tactics. And I'm going to throw a couple of chips on the table here and say that these tactics may be playing out for them actually in the long run. But we'll see. Maybe prove me wrong though out there, as we definitely have Vixen PTZ still out there. KRT with Beezer always able to throw down a solid sprint though. But let's start hearing your predictions for this B category here. We do have, it looks like, a jump around here real quick. So let's go ahead and see if we can get back into it. Angmo here up toward the front. PTZ for the B category. They're going to be sprinting out. So here's the thing. This is going to whittle down one more time as they make their way to the line. So once this whittles down again, we're going to have only the A category riders left for their 5th lap. So this is the 4th lap for the B category, and Pothier here for PTZ. PTZ is actually very well established in this group at this point. Pothier, Angmo. Let's take a look down from the top here and see if we can see if there's a third PTZ rider that has made this front group. I do not believe so. So 2 PTZ riders though in this front group. B category. The Four Musketeers here are still out there. Scott Yo-Yo looks like as well for the Z Sun though. And then Pothier. Where's the Four Musketeers? Oh, making their way to the front actually very quickly. As you can see, H White now in that CA kit actually, and this might be a dark horse that we're unfamiliar with actually. The only CA kit left there, 152 beats per minute actually. Heather White, she's averaged 3.3 watts per kilogram. Let's see some of these past results for Heather actually. Coming out of Canada, she took a 3rd place actually in the Cole Tour of London stage 2. Looks like Shram women's lunch ride, not a race, so nothing, no big deal. Not looking for, it looks like, any kind of result there. Newer to the world of racing actually, it looks like. Heather White, she started in the D category back on January 9th. This is one of the coolest, you know what, well, not one of the cool, but the coolest stories that you can see. You know, when you see these stories where they start racing and all of a sudden it's like they're just addicted. Like, this is awesome. Great way to get a great workout, actually. And Heather looks to be one of those. Started her racing out on Zwift with a QQOM women's ride back on January 9th. Took an 8th place in that. Did the Giro di Castelli stage 2, 3, and 5. And then took a 2nd in the CVR World Cup training race, actually. Back on February 18th. Looks like that was the first race she really jumped in. Took 13th in the Canadian National Championships, actually. That's a solid result, actually, for the women there out there. And now jumping in today into this race here, riding for the Four Musketeers, and has been the only rider that could make this front group, actually. So watch out for this newer rider just in the last 3 months of racing out on Zwift to maybe have a little bit of an upset here. For the women now. Up toward the front though, also KRT still represented, it looks like, with Lisa Hines here. And what is going on with the KRT racing team? It looks like only 2 able to make this front group at this point. We'll see. It's going to be Beezer and Hines in this front group. And are they both riding B category today? I believe they are. So maybe going to be a couple of favorites though also for the B category. Be watching out for Heather though. They're going to wonder who this rider is, not racing her too many times actually. Definitely going to have a couple of question marks over their heads, like, okay, who is this rider? Do we have to watch out for her? And looking back at the past results for the likes of Lisa Hines, actually, it looks like she did do the Zwift Academy this past September. Looks like perhaps a graduate with how many rides that she did do as a part of the Zwift Academy, actually. So cool to see there. Looking through, been racing though out on Zwift since the Zwift Academy. Actually looks like the Zwift Academy was the maybe the bug that bit and got her racing out here. Been racing, it looks like, almost every week since the Zwift Academy, actually. So Lisa Hines for KRT out there representing with Kim Beezer. They're going to be looking for this sprint effort. Now, as you can see, things have calmed down. Seriously calmed down at this point. They're definitely watching each other. And it's a lot of Grupo Compacto, a lot of holding hands at this point, because you know that the efforts are coming and they're waiting for that moment to pounce. It is all about the high intensity attacks at this point, full on into the orange numbers, and can they hold the gap? Or are some of these riders looking for a sprint? Are they confident enough in their sprint? Are they working together at this point? Now, White here, without any teammates around her, is not super interested, I don't think, in a sprint effort to the line, actually. I have a feeling that she is just going to be looking to break away, or at least not be working with the rest of these riders here. Now, we are seeing it covered very quickly here by the Vixen team here, Benavente, and then it will be Herzog from ODZ. ODZ always playing it so smart here so far. Again, I'm not going to count them at all in this A category race. Have been just following wheel after wheel, but never sticking their nose in the wind. The smart race being played out by ODZ here. White now, as you can see, 4.5 watts going on the front here. Angmo coming around now. Here comes the Queen of the Mountain one more time. Not sure gonna be, well, 2 more times for the A's, 1 more times for the B's. Not sure they're gonna be looking for the fastest time any longer. as I have a feeling these right now I might have the Queen of the Mountain incorrect actually for the section out here. So looking through race finish for me, my bike dropped out, my kicker. I saw Martin. We saw the zeros. We saw the zeroing out. We were wondering what happened. We were wondering where the team car was. Looks like it's not coming all the way to Canada today. Sorry to hear it, Martin, and we hope to see you out there racing again soon. But we did see the drop out there. We were wondering what happened there. Sorry to hear. Mechanicals even happening out on Zwift. And you can see the efforts that are being put out. If she's taking that kicker out of, if she's taking the bike out of the kicker there, you know the effort has been absolutely insane. Now we are seeing the attacks here up and over the top of the last climb in this B category race. Unable to drop anybody off, it looks like at this point. A couple on the back foot though, as you do see here. Angmo here, 1 second back. Gonna have to claw her way back to the wheels if she does fall off here. Reed there on the back for ODZ. Again, the guest rider, ODZ. Making a mistake. I made a mistake there. My bad. There are at least three ODZ riders here at the front as Reed is guest riding today for them. At the back here, 5.9 watts per Claire here, 186 beats per minute, trying to hold on to the pace right now. Barnes here, it looks like, excuse me, not Barnes, Hines here now, KRT, but ODZ actually now sticking their nose in the wind now here. Here we go. ODZ on the front with the three ODZ riders actually. They're not messing around. And it looks like Larson, McMullen, Herzog now really seeing maybe a little bit of breathing room here and trying to drop anybody off that they possibly can. It looks like it's completely strung out. Reed now seeing, hold on a second, ODZ, this guest riding doesn't look like fun, but they were able to drop off a PTZ rider actually, and I think they saw the angle might have been in trouble. And that may be why, but they're not actually part of the race here with them for the A category, but perhaps it is all about the B category for them at this point. But no, I think perhaps White and a few others did instigate this as well. Team Fearless now coming on through 180 beats per minute now, covering the moves of ODZ. Now, it is coming to the line here. The B category about to be decided. Here is the group. As you can see, it's going to be a right-hand turn in just a moment here going into the final. And we are seeing a lot of comments coming on through. A lot of cheering here actually coming on through. Hanging out at the Twitch channel. Hanging out also at the Facebook live stream here. Who do you think the winners are going to be? Is KRT going to be able to pull this off? Will it be White here, the guest rider here for the, well, not the guest rider, but for the Four Musketeers here? I was thinking Team TFC with the CRCA kit. Who is going to take the win here in the B category? Now, the A's are not going to be too interested in this sprint here for the lead out. They're just going to hang on to the wheels here as they make their way to the line. Here comes Beezer now making her way to the front there. This is going to be a rider to watch out. 5th overall in the Kiss Crit series actually, but here comes the Feather Pops. Benavente here out of Canada, the Canadian here for the Vixen team, leading things out. Nobody's challenging. Everybody seems to have nothing left in the legs, but here comes Kim Beezer with 9 watts per kilogram at the line. It's going to be Kim Beezer showing everybody how to sprint today. Solid effort there coming from Kim. Benavente comes across, it looks like, in 3rd. Amazing effort there coming from her. Back in, though, with the A category riders. Make sure to find them as they are about to start their final lap. Let's take a little look at that real quickly, though, as we can get an idea of who came across the line for the next one. But we'll be actually a few more in the B category here. Just a second. It looks like Parker and then a couple other Vixen riders here for this B category as they make their way to the line. Let's see a replay here of that effort there from the riders there to the line. It looks like it was Benavente trying to hold on to the pace here, but Kim throws down 9 watts per kilogram there real quickly. As you can see, 500 watts coming from her, comes flying right on by, and Benavente there able to maybe hang on. The PTZ rider, though, it looks like 7 watts per kilogram coming from the Canadian rider, able to hold her off. And then it was going to be PTZ there across the line in third, and then Yo-Yo for Z-Sun for 4th place, actually. So 20th place, it looks like, or so. Actually, 17th place here for Delu from the Vixen team there. Sluice Parker there, Inslee, Muldoon there, and Catherine Salvatierra now riding for Team Fearless out there today. As a guest rider, I believe 180 beats per minute here is 174 beats per minute. Vixen here turning the screws at the front for this B category race, though, as you can see. And we definitely want to see what's happening, though, with the riders, though, that are coming around out on course here for their final lap. So we'll come back in with the beats in just a moment if we can. But I do not want to miss any of the final lap here, as it's been whittled down to your top, I believe this is going to be 7 riders, top 7 or 8 riders in this A category. ODZ, Fearless, and Vixen. Who else? Who else is going to be out here amongst the women's team showing up for the A categories here? ODZ, Fearless, and Vixen out on course right now. And who's it going to be? We have, it looks like, 2 Vixen riders, Webster here, right along with York. Of course, Beth has made it. Amazing job. Solid job by her. Webster here coming out of Canada. Then it's going to be ODZ. ODZ's got, I think, Reed has been dropped off. She was the guest rider today. 180 beats per minute. Solo TT into the line here, it looks like. Not going to be able to pull it off here. But now back in with the B category. We do want to try and catch their finish. I'm not sure we're going to be able to, actually. We'll see if we can grab them as they do make their way to the finish line here. And there it is. There is one last attack, it looks like, to the line. It is going to be Zan E, actually, out of South Africa, actually. Solid result here coming from her. But no, it's across the line first for the 4 Musketeers. Frederica Haight is actually going to take that down. Solid sprint there to the line there. Now back in with the front end of this race, though, real quick. I can't get back to those other riders, though, at this point. We'll miss the rest of the B category. Apologies, but if I did try to get back with them, we would completely lose the race and not be able to catch them to the line, actually. So we definitely do not want to do that. So it looks like Pathier actually just crossed the line in the B category. We'll give her a ride on as, oh no, excuse me. She's just restarting the ride, actually, as a cooldown, it looks like. So back up toward the front here of the racing, though, with the A's, 180 beats per minute. Webster here giving a little bit of a kick here. And it looks like unable to get away. 4.0 watts per kilogram. Webster, I think, one of the highest watts per kilogram on the day, actually, so far for the racing. And looking at the live results right now, on average, for the highest average on the day so far, Webster 3.6 so far. Absolutely demolishing this race. So for the results, though, in the CCAT, let's go ahead and go through some of the results, actually, as we watch the final lap here amongst the A category. Allison Reevy taking the W out there today in the D category, followed up by Diane Strand, and then it was Nicole Mackey, followed up by Carol Tower, and then Mary Franklin. And that was the D category from what I could see out on course here, or actually from zwiftpower.com. Now, these are preliminary results, might be off from what is actually happening, but I believe from what I saw in some of the replays, Allison Held was able to bridge that gap up to Vickie Stedman and throw down a solid sprint right by her for the BRT team, taking the win in that C category. Vickie Stedman there for the KRT team actually taking second place, and then Lisa Barnes there in third place there for the KRT. Paula Cobb there as well for fourth, and Sarah Watmore there for fifth in that C category. We just saw the B category sprint. It was Kim Beezer there across the line in first place, and Nara Benevente coming through for second there, and there was Katie Pothier actually for PTZ. We just saw her out there cooling down, actually, but or her warm down. Solid effort for her out of the US of A for the bronze. C. Scott there for Z Sun for fourth. Lisa Hines for fifth. Anna Rogers there sixth. Heather White there for seventh. Solid result for Heather. Newer to the world of racing out on Zwift since January. So good to see you. Welcome to the world of racing out on Zwift. Steve Engbo, Sonia Inslee for PTZ. PTZ, I see three of them in the top 10 there for the overall. Maybe going to get that team reward there for them. Catherine Salvatierra rounding out the top 10 in that B category. Solid efforts all around for them. So that is that was the results for the B, the C's, and the D's out there today. And Allison Reevy says, Mom, I came in first in D's. Nice job out there, Allison. Solid result, Allison. Good to see you out there racing. And thanks a lot for tuning in here. Allison, Nicole, and I were mentions. And Mary, good to see you, Diane. And solid result out there, Diane. Yeah, we are seeing the results out there. Solid result. My mom is watching. Absolutely love it, Allison. Absolutely love it. Solid result. Internet famous. Good to see you out there, Liz. Cheering everyone. Nathan, what's the count in the front pack right now? We are seeing 9. I am seeing 9 right now. Melissa Hunter in the front pack. So go Team Z Sun, coming from Nicole Mackey. And Sarah Nakamura coming through for congrats to Allison as well. Big old, a lot of cheering on for Allison out there. Allison took the W out there, so nice job to her. Well done in that D category. So, all right, looking through here for the rest of the race, though, for the A category. Look at this. Hour 24 in right now, 36.3 miles at this point, and it has been a race of attrition like we said it would be. But it's come down to Vixen, ODZ, and Team Fearless. Let's go ahead and look through the spreadsheet we got going on for these A category riders. Laura Applebaum-Verna, Lisa Jane Leonard, Hannah Wood, Lynn Beaumont, Christine Culver. That's who we're looking at that were a part of the Fearless A1 team. Applebaum has made it, it looks like, into the lead group. We're seeing Beaumont has made it as well from those 5. And then we are seeing as well McMullen actually out there. Charisse McMullen actually. It says that she's riding though for, excuse me, McMullen, not for team, excuse me, that's a mistake. Not for Team ODZ. I clicked incorrectly there. Who is the other rider who has made it for this? Wood. It would be Hannah Wood who made this lead group for Team Fearless, actually. So that is the current situation, actually, for Team Fearless out on course. Let's take a look at some of the past results and also maybe some of the expertise of these riders who have made it. Hannah Wood here coming out of the UK. Kiss Europe race recently. Fast and Fearless took a W actually in the Fast and Fearless Women's Social Ride actually. And it looks like for the Kiss Crit Europe actually a 9th place overall for her in the final race. We're also seeing a few other races here. Zwift Crit Series. Now what I'm looking for though for her is what is her 15-second sprint? 6.3 watts per kilogram we've seen from her for a 15-second sprint. She maxes out, it looks like, at 192. 151 currently coming from Hannah Wood. I think she's got plenty left in the tank right now for Team Fierce. Laura Applebaum, very familiar name, out on course right now. Verna here hammering away for Team Fearless, as we can see. Let's go ahead and see where things are. 53 races total out on Zwift. She's been racing, it looks like, since August 23rd, 2017. First race was part of an ODZ ladies race, actually. And so she's going to be familiar with some of these ODZ riders around her, as you can see. Maybe know some of their abilities as well. As far as the 15-second sprints, I think she might have the better of her teammate Hannah with 7.1 watts per kilogram. But it is more about pure wattage, though, when it comes to the sprints out on Zwift here. So looking through some of the races she's done recently, it looks like not too many races actually for Laura too recently. She did do the Giro di Castelli with a 2nd place actually in that recently back on February 11th, and has been showing up as well to the Fast and Fearless Women's Social Ride. So watch out for Laura though. I wouldn't count her out ever here, sitting at 141 beats per minute currently. Maxes out at 171. These women are definitely just looking at each other at this point, waiting for those final attacks, actually. Beaumont out there. She may be the favorite amongst Team Fearless, though. Let's see where Lynn Beaumont is sitting recently for some of the racing. Canadian National Championships, 8th place overall for her as they make their way through the rain out on London. It looks like that's a solid result for her. She maxes out at 191, 176 currently, not letting that heart rate come down too low. Looks like she's also doing some CVR World Cup racing with a second place actually in the Zone E. That is a serious bracket actually to be taking second place in. So definitely Beaumont, one to watch out for, I think, for the finish here. Now, we've been chatting a lot about Fearless as they're out on course here, but Webster here, is she going to be one of the riders, though, to take the W? Webster here for Vixen, as we can see. Angela Webster looks like mountain biker, according to the Strava pick here. 166 races out on Zwift. I think she may be the most experienced. I see 4 pages of races. Been racing since November 10th, 2016, first ride/race with the Team Z, actually, when it was Team Z, now WBR, actually. So looks like Rue Riders, Sub 2, as well as Zwift Riders Ottawa, a lot of races, taking some WBR rides with, looks like a 3rd place way back then in December of 2016. Been racing for a long time. Very experienced rider, it looks like, out on Zwift. So I'd be watching out for Webster for sure for a W out here. 15 seconds, 8.3. This Vixen rider has a sprint, that's for sure. The highest we've seen so far from the rest of the race. But at 182 beats per minute, maxes at 194. She may be just the one that can kick. But if they can turn the screws enough here, maybe not be able to hang on to the pace if there's an attack. Watch out for Herzog, though, from ODZ, I think, as well as the rest of the ODZ riders who've been resting up. It might not be about who's got the past results. You know, a lot of these races out on Zwift a little bit shorter. And I have a feeling that the riders who have been keeping it calm are going to be the ones to be watching out for today, as they have reserved plenty of energy. On the average watts per kilogram amongst this group, the lowest would be, well, actually, they're all pretty even actually here. They've all been working very hard. 3.3 to 3.6 watts per kilogram. Tiffany Larson, Megan Herzog, it looks like 3.3, 3.4. Definitely a little less than the other riders there, but that's smart at this point. Charisse McMullen as well, 3.3 watts per kilogram. So ODZ definitely on the lower end of the work that's been put out there, but that's the smart way to play with these longer races here. Hour and 30 in. Now we do see the uphill grind here coming in just a moment. The only point that you can really put the attacks down, if you're not confident in a sprint, this is going to be the last moment to try and get away. We are seeing a little bit of a drafting pole and power up being used there at the front from, it looks like, Wood. Now Hannah Wood here at the front, 4.8 watts per kilogram on the attack a little bit. She does have 6 meters. There's no draft run at this point. This could be a threat. 5.1 watts per kilogram, 179 beats per minute. Was she resting up for this moment? Nope. Here comes ODZ. McMullen now letting her know you're not going anywhere. There's the feather power up. With only a feather power up left here now, 8 watts per kilogram. Actually, McMullen is on the attack. ODZ trying to get away. She's got the room at this point. Beth letting it go maybe. Herzog closing the door saying, nope, we're not chasing McMullen. Larson actually saying, I'm going to go. Larson, but she might pull people along here. She does have 6 meters, 7 meters, though. It's not going to matter, though, because there's no drafter at this point now. We'll give her a ride on with the attack. McMullen does have 3 seconds. Can she hold on to 3 seconds to the line? 201 beats per minute. Charisse McMullen is walking away from this one with ODZ for the win in the A category. She's got one of the best Strava picks ever with the fist in the air with the Odivas kit on. Actually, it looks like there are 54 races total. Riding for ODZ, as you can see, if you head on over to zwiftpower.com, she's got 2 pages of results, actually. She does a lot of Odivas races, actually, from what I can see. She's been racing since all the way back in October of 2016. Very experienced racer, and it looks like Charisse might be walking away with that experience at this point. But you see Applebaum on the front here. There's not a lot of riders, though, and as you can see, York on the back foot, on the back of the pack. Webster just hanging on. Can Vixen close it back down? Do they have anything left, or is it just hang on for dear life at this point? Fearless on the front here, trying to close it down. ODZ walking away with it. They're not going to chase it. Larson sitting in. 3 ODZ ODZ riders sitting in at this point while they've got McMullen off the front. It might be all said and done, and they're set up for a sprint still. ODZ with the perfect tactics, but Webster now showing she's got the power to close it down. York now to the front as well. Look at them throw everything they've got. The kitchen sink is coming out at this point here because everybody's throwing it all on the line, but McMullen with this attack from this far out is going to cause the other teams to burn so many matches, and ODZ can just sit in and follow wheels. Fearless has to burn a match. We've got to see almost the entire book has to be thrown on the fire at this point because McMullen is walking away. If they don't close it down, it's all said and done, but it's going to be a very cautious sprint by ODZ because they could have a lead out train of sprints, and if they catch McMullen with their sprint but then don't win the sprint, it could all be for naught with only 5 seconds into the last corner here. McMullen 201 beats per minute, just beat like a butterfly. How long can she hold on to it though? 5 seconds is the difference. Webster, here comes Larson. There's an arrow power up. ODZ now throwing down the arrow power up, sitting on the front. 6.7 watts per kilogram. I think McMullen is gone. She's got to continue to kick though. 5.8 watts per kilogram. 203 beats per minute. Here comes Larson now. 7.5 watts per kilogram. Is it going to be an ODZ sweep of the podium? McMullen 3 seconds, she's holding on to it, but here comes Larson now. Is she gonna hold on to it? Larson now coming on like a freight train though. It doesn't matter. ODZ to the line for the win. McMullen's gonna take second, it looks like. Vixen with Webster for third across the line. What an effort by ODZ. First goes to Larson, second to McMullen. Charisse there, amazing effort there across the line, but then Webster for third. We're gonna have to wait for the rest of the results here as they do come in. What an effort by ODZ. Well played. And at the end of the day though, when it came to the efforts from ODZ, they just had the power. The tactics were good. I think Fearless had to throw down a little bit too many matches to close that down to Charisse, and then Larson could just sit in, arrow power up right on by, and take down the win. What an effort. Let's take another look at it. Let's take another look at that as they came across the line here. Amazing effort coming from ODZ. As you can see here, Larson there, McMullen up by 2 seconds here, but Larson throwing down that arrow power up, starts coming on like a freight train, as you can see there. Look at the speed. Look at the speed on Larson as she closes that gap, walks away from the rest of the riders there. Webster and the rest, they're trying to close it down, but it was ODZ. No way it could be taken away from them as she's coming across on 5.5 watts per kilogram. You can see it looks like Webster 1 second back. York there though, coming through to fourth there. It looks like Herzog there for fifth as an ODZ rider. That will actually give them, I believe, the team overall there. What an amazing effort, though, from all the women on this Women's Week race there. And amazing. Zwift Power update. James, thank you so much. James doing a lot of work there in the background. As always, ZwiftPower.com. So appreciative of all of your efforts, actually. So looking through here, though, for the result, I'm not sure what was going on there. That was interesting. We had another replay, I think. But as we look through here, Tiffany Larson in an hour 35, 3.4 watts per kilogram. That is a killer effort. I'm not sure I'm doing that. I mean, that is some serious effort there coming from Tiffany Larson. Charisse McMullen, second place there. So Tiffany Larson takes it down for ODZ. ODZ goes 1-2. Charisse McMullen, Team ODZ. Angela Webster, Vixen. The Foxes come across the line for third and fourth there with Angela Webster and Beth York. Then it will be Megan Herzog there for fifth. ODZ, 3 in the top 5. I think they're going to take those points there. Hannah Wood there for Team Fearless there in sixth. And then Stephanie Holmitchell there, 7th place there. 8th place goes to Laura Eppelbaum. And then it will be Lynn Beaumont there for 9th place overall in the A category. Solid results all around. Now, if you want to check out where I am getting these results actually from, you can actually head on over to ZwiftPower.com. Here are the results. As you can see, Tiffany Larson, Charisse McMullen, Angela Webster, Beth York. As you can see, in the B category, Kim Beezer, Nara Benavente, and then Katie Pothier there for third place. Rounding out the top 5, C. Scott and Lisa Hines there. Then in the C categories, you can see it was Allison Held, and it was Vickie Stedman and Lisa Barnes. Solid result there for Allison from the BRT team. We did see that amazing effort at the end. Paula Cobb and then Sarah Watmore. Looking through for the D category, Allison Reevy, Diane Strand, and then it was Nicole McKay. Kara Tower from KRT Racing Team. Shout out to Kara. Also to see her out there racing. Stacey Wilson in 5th place. So that was the results in the race out there today for A, B, and C categories in the Racing Fearless Spring Team Classic. Amazing job by the women to put this together. Amazing job by them out there killing it out on course. Let's go through some of the comments coming through here. Rock stars coming through from Renee Baron. We saw you out there, Renee. You were definitely rocking, that's for sure. Thanks, Dave. No problem there. Well done, lady to the ladies, coming from Brad Bailey. Amazing race to the ladies coming from BJ Alfonso. Great racing from Kirtan. Carrie Conabear, well done, Angela. Angela was killing it out there for 3rd place today. Webster with the 3rd place representing Canada. And Vixen, we're seeing an amazing job. The ODZ ladies coming from Karen Bonham. Top 3 score. The top 3 score. Plus we add Queen of the Mountain later for wildcard. Yeah, I was wondering about that, Melissa. So Melissa, I believe there will be updates on the officials. From the officials, I'm assuming you're one of the officials, on who the winners are and all that stuff. So if you help us out with where people can find that, I'll go ahead and announce that as well. Dan Stern says, thank you, Nathan. No problem. That was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for putting this together. As it was great. You guys out there were the ones who made it happen. So I really appreciate the effort that was put into Women's Week here. Now, if you are watching over on Facebook, make sure to head on over to our Twitch channel, Zwift Community Live, over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Zwift Community Live for all things Zwift Community Live. That's where you will get push notifications for any time that we do go live. A lot of our major events have a huge amount of our viewers coming over there. The Kiss Crit Series final will be there in conjunction, I believe, with Twitch, and some cool promotions there. We are also going to be, we also did the 9th and 10th race of the Kiss Crit series as well over there and had huge turnout. So definitely head on over to twitch.tv/Zwift Community Live. That is where you will get all of the updates anytime that we do go live. Looking through some of this here. Heck yeah, I organized this thing, Melissa Hunter is saying. So it looked like a lot of work, a lot of awesome work. So great job. Thanks a lot, Melissa. Amazing race for sure. All right, so next up on the Women's Week, actually, there is a whole lot going on here. And I'm going to actually read through some of the Women's Week stuff that is happening here. So you'll actually see, if you're in the events, for Zwift.com/events, I can actually show you real quickly all of the Women's Week events actually that are going down. And this is what it looks like. You can head on over to Zwift.com. Let's go ahead and fix something here real quickly. And you can actually head on over there and see all of the events that are going on for Women's Week. This was one of the events, March 8th through March 15th, Zwift Women's Week 2018. Awesome description of what's going on here. The hashtag right here that you want to use is ZwiftWW, and it started on Thursday. Today, obviously, we were doing the Fearless Spring Team Classic. Obviously, there's some runs, there's riding going on, CIS Ladies Recovery Ride. Again, we want to give a shout out to the Fearless Beginners Race that's going on tomorrow. If you want to get involved in racing, you can do so tomorrow, 1 p.m. CDT. That's my time on the Watopia Flat Route. And very easy to get into that. So head on over to Zwift.com/events. You can find the Women's Week events. You can see all of the specific Women's Week events with this image in the mobile app as well as on the website. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Early morning for Nathan here. So we're going to get going here. I even got a message, Gene Crew. Good to see you. Thanks. Great way to start today. Beth, Amazing effort out there. Great job. ODZ for the win coming from Thea. Thea, good to see you. Tons of kudos to all the women racing, Melissa Hunter and organizers. Thanks a lot, Chris, for tuning in. And amazing event. Nathan, can we get a copy of this recording? Yes, you can. Head on over to YouTube. We have all of our VODs over there. And if you need it specifically for download, you can grab it from, there's some ways to download those, but I can also send it to you guys directly as well, Ken. But VODs on our YouTube. Also, our VODs are on Twitch for 90 days, I believe, 30 to 90 days. So you can always watch them over on Twitch as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in. That's going to be it for me. Next up on Zwift Community Live, we will be back on Tuesday, I believe. We may have a couple of things going on here that Johnny has planned for the weekend and with Women's Week. And so as I believe next week, Wednesday, we might even have a special guest for Workout Wednesday, actually for Women's Week as well. So make sure to watch out for that. Join the Women's Week Workout Wednesday. And awesome special guest to have on. I'm not going to spill the beans too much. You can go check out the events and join the event for Workout Wednesday coming up this Wednesday live here on Zwift Community Live. Other than that, the usual schedule. Thanks everybody for tuning in though. Great job to all the ladies out there today. And as always, right on.